Have you ever felt that gnawing, burning pain in your stomach that just won't quit? For millions of people, this isn't just a passing discomfort, it's the daily reality of living with a stomach ulcer. These painful sores can disrupt your life, making every meal a gamble and every night a restless struggle. It's no wonder that so many of you are searching for relief beyond the pharmacy aisle. You're looking in your gardens, your kitchens, and listening to the wisdom passed down through generations. You want to know if there's a natural, accessible solution that can help soothe the fire within, and that's a journey I'm always excited to explore with you. The quest for natural remedies is as old as humanity itself. Long before we had modern medicine, people turned to the plants and foods around them for healing. This ancient knowledge often holds incredible secrets, pointing us toward powerful compounds hidden in plain sight. In our modern world, we have the amazing ability to bridge this traditional wisdom with scientific investigation. We can ask the tough questions. Does it really work? How does it work? And most importantly, is it safe for you? This is where our conversation about the humble, unripe pawpaw begins, a fruit that many believe holds the key to calming the turmoil of a stomach ulcer. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about home remedies for ulcers, unripe green pawpaw. You've probably heard the stories or seen the posts online claiming that a simple drink made from this fruit can work miracles. But is it a true miracle or just a myth? We're going to peel back the layers of this popular belief, exploring exactly what an ulcer is, why it happens, and how people have traditionally used pawpaw to fight back. We'll look at the science, the traditional methods, and what medical experts have to say, so you can make an informed decision about your health. My goal is to empower you with knowledge. Understanding your body and the options available to you is the first and most critical step toward taking control of your well-being. This isn't about blindly accepting a folk remedy, nor is it about dismissing it without a second thought. It's about being a smart, curious health detective. Together, we will investigate the claims, examine the evidence, and uncover the truth about unripe pawpaw and its role in the world of ulcers. So let's get started on this fascinating journey to better understand your digestive health and the potential power of nature. Before we can talk about any potential cure, we need to understand exactly what we're up against. Think of a stomach ulcer, also known as a peptic ulcer, as a small, painful open sore. But instead of being on your skin, it forms on the inside lining of your stomach or the upper part of your small intestine. Your stomach is naturally a very acidic place. This acid is essential for breaking down the food you eat. To protect itself, your stomach has a thick layer of mucus. An ulcer develops when something weakens this protective mucus layer, allowing the powerful stomach acid to eat away at the delicate tissue underneath. So, what causes this protective shield to break down? For a long time, people blamed stress and spicy foods, but we now know the two main culprits are far more specific. The number one cause is a type of bacteria called Helicobacter pylori, or H. pylori for short. This sneaky germ can live in the mucus layer of your stomach, causing inflammation and damage that eventually leads to an ulcer. The second major cause is the long-term, frequent use of a class of painkillers known as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. This includes common over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen and aspirin, which can irritate the stomach lining over time. When you have an ulcer, your body will definitely let you know something is wrong. The most common symptom is that burning or gnawing pain in the middle of your abdomen, often between your chest and belly button. This pain can last for a few minutes or several hours and might feel worse when your stomach is empty or at night. Other signs can include feeling very full or bloated after eating, frequent burping, heartburn, and nausea. In more severe cases, an ulcer can cause vomiting, dark or tarry stools from bleeding, or unexplained weight loss, which are all red flags that you need to see a doctor immediately. The good news is that modern medicine has very effective ways to treat ulcers. If your ulcer is caused by H. pylori bacteria, your doctor will prescribe a course of powerful antibiotics to get rid of the infection. Alongside this, you'll likely be given medications called proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, or H2 blockers. These work by reducing the amount of acid your stomach produces, which relieves the pain and gives the ulcer a chance to heal properly. This standard medical treatment is proven, reliable, and crucial for preventing serious complications, so it should always be your first line of defense. Now let's turn to the traditional remedy that has captured so much attention: unripe pawpaw, also known as green papaya. For generations in many cultures around the world, this fruit has been revered not just as food, but as medicine. The belief is that unripe pawpaw contains special properties that can soothe and even heal the painful sores of a stomach ulcer. This wisdom has been passed down from grandparents to parents to children, becoming a go-to home remedy for digestive distress. The logic is rooted in the observation that this fruit, in its green state, seems to have a powerful effect on the digestive system. The traditional use of unripe pawpaw for ulcers follows two distinct paths, depending on the type of ulcer being treated. For internal stomach ulcers, the most common method involves creating a medicinal drink. People believe that by soaking or boiling the flesh of the green pawpaw in water, they can extract its healing compounds. This pawpaw-infused water is then consumed, usually on an empty stomach, with the hope that it will coat the stomach lining, reduce inflammation, and promote the healing of the internal sore. It's seen as a gentle, natural way to directly deliver the fruit's benefits to the site of the problem. Interestingly, the use of unripe pawpaw isn't limited to the inside of the body. Traditional healers have also applied it externally to treat skin ulcers, such as infected bed sores or chronic wounds that refuse to heal. For this purpose, the green pawpaw is prepared differently, often by grating it into a pulp. This pulp is then applied directly to the wound as a dressing. The belief here is that the powerful enzymes within the fruit can clean the wound by breaking down dead and infected tissue, which helps speed up the natural healing process and allows healthy new tissue to grow. The core of this traditional belief lies in the unique composition of the unripe fruit. Green pawpaw is packed with a powerful enzyme called papain. You might have heard of papain as a meat tenderizer, and that's because it's excellent at breaking down proteins. In traditional thought, this same protein-dissolving action is what makes it so effective. For stomach ulcers, it's thought to help with digestion, easing the load on the stomach. For external wounds, it's believed to dissolve the dead, protein-based tissue in a wound, effectively cleaning it out so the body can get to work healing itself. If you're curious about how these traditional remedies are prepared, it's important to follow the steps carefully. Let's start with the most common method, making pawpaw water for digestive support. First, you need to select the right fruit. You are looking for a completely green, firm, and unripe pawpaw. A ripe yellow pawpaw will not work, as it has lower levels of the key enzymes like papain. Once you have your fruit, wash it thoroughly under running water to remove any dirt or residue from the skin. This simple hygiene step is crucial for ensuring your preparation is clean and safe to consume. Next, you'll prepare the pawpaw flesh. Using a peeler or a sharp knife, carefully remove all of the green skin. Then, cut the pawpaw in half lengthwise and use a spoon to scoop out all of the white, immature seeds and the surrounding membrane from the center. Discard the seeds and skin. Now, take the firm white flesh of the pawpaw and cut it into small, manageable cubes, about 1 inch in size. The goal is to maximize the surface area of the flesh that will be in contact with the water, which helps in extracting its beneficial compounds more effectively. There are two primary ways to extract the goodness from the pawpaw cubes. The first is a simple cold infusion. Place the pawpaw cubes into a clean jar or container and cover them completely with fresh, clean water. Let this mixture sit overnight, or for at least 8 to 12 hours, in the refrigerator. The second method is to boil it. Place the pawpaw cubes in a pot, cover them with water, and bring it to a boil. Let it simmer gently for about 10 to 15 minutes. After either method, allow the liquid to cool down completely, and then strain it through a sieve to separate the water from the pawpaw pieces. The resulting liquid is the pawpaw water. Traditionally, people drink about half a glass, which is around 100 to 150 milliliters, once a day, preferably on an empty stomach in the morning. For external wounds like pressure sores, the preparation is different. Again, start with a thoroughly washed, unripe green pawpaw. Peel it and cut it open to remove the seeds. Instead of cubing it, you will need to Grate the firm flesh using a standard kitchen grater. You want to create a wet, pulpy bath. To apply it, first gently clean the wound with sterile saline solution. Then pack a thick layer of the freshly grated Paw-Paw pulp directly onto the wound, making sure to cover all the affected tissue. Cover the Paw-Paw with a piece of sterile gauze, which can be soaked in a bit of 5% white vinegar to enhance the effect and secure the dressing. This dressing is typically changed twice a day. This is where we put on our lab coats and look at the hard evidence. When it comes to the claim that drinking unripe pawpaw water can cure stomach ulcers in humans, the scientific community is clear. There is currently no strong evidence to support this. Fact-checking organizations and medical experts have pointed out that no large-scale clinical trials in humans have been conducted to prove that this remedy works. Relying solely on pawpaw water and delaying proper medical treatment can be dangerous, as it allows the underlying cause of the ulcer, like an H. pylori infection, to persist and potentially worsen over time. However, that doesn't mean the idea is completely without merit. Some scientific studies, mostly conducted on animals, have shown some promising results. For example, a 2012 study on rats found that an extract from unripe pawpaw had antioxidant properties that helped protect the stomach lining from damage. The theory is that the flavonoids and enzymes in pawpaw, like papain, might help reduce inflammation and support the gut's natural defenses. Papain is known to aid in protein digestion, which could potentially ease the digestive burden on an inflamed stomach. But it's a huge leap from helping rats to curing human ulcers. Now let's switch our focus to external ulcers or chronic wounds. Here, the science is much more compelling and exciting. Multiple studies and case reports have demonstrated the incredible power of unripe pawpaw as a wound cleaning agent. A fascinating 2025 case report published in the journal Cureus detailed how a dressing made of grated unripe papaya and vinegar successfully healed a severe infected pressure ulcer that had not responded to conventional treatments. The enzymes Papaya and chymopapain act as a natural debriding agent, meaning they selectively break down and dissolve dead, necrotic tissue without harming the healthy living tissue underneath. This process of enzymatic debridement is critical for healing. When a wound is covered in dead tissue, what doctors call slough, it becomes a breeding ground for bacteria and prevents new, healthy cells from growing. By effectively cleaning the wound bed, the papaya dressing creates a clean slate for the body to begin its repair work. Other studies have supported these findings, with one in 2017 concluding that papaya dressings were superior to standard saline for clearing slough from chronic wounds. So, for external use, unripe pawpaw appears to be less of a myth and more of a low-cost, effective miracle for wound care, especially in low-resource settings. While the potential of unripe pawpaw is fascinating, we must approach it with caution and prioritize safety above all else. The most important message I can give you is this. Do not use unripe pawpaw water as a replacement for professional medical care for a stomach ulcer. Dr. Olusegun Bankole, a respected physician, and many other medical experts stress that these home remedies are unproven for curing ulcers. An ulcer is a serious medical condition that requires a proper diagnosis and treatment from a doctor. Self-treating can lead to dangerous delays, allowing the ulcer to bleed, perforate the stomach wall, or cause other life-threatening complications. There are also specific groups of people who should avoid consuming unripe pawpaw altogether. Pregnant women, in particular, must steer clear. The unripe fruit contains a high concentration of latex, which has compounds that can stimulate uterine contractions and may lead to miscarriage or premature labor. While ripe papaya is generally considered safe during pregnancy, the green unripe version poses a significant risk. If you have a known allergy to latex or papain, you should also avoid both internal and external use of unripe pawpaw, as it could trigger a severe allergic reaction. Even when used externally for wounds, there are things to be mindful of. The combination of papaya enzymes and vinegar can cause a temporary stinging or burning sensation when first applied to the wound. This is usually normal, but if the pain is severe or persistent, you should stop the treatment. Furthermore, it's crucial to stop using the papaya dressing once the wound is clean and you see a healthy red base of new tissue forming. The same enzymes that are so good at removing dead tissue can begin to irritate and damage this new, delicate tissue, hindering the final stages of healing. In conclusion, your health journey should always be guided by professional medical advice. If you suspect you have a stomach ulcer, your first and only step should be to schedule an appointment with your doctor. They can perform the right tests to give you an accurate diagnosis and prescribe a proven treatment plan. You can certainly discuss complementary therapies like Paw-Paw with your doctor, but never use them as a substitute for the medicine they prescribe. For trusted health information, always turn to reliable sources like the National Institutes of Health or the World Health Organization. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. Share this knowledge with your loved ones, and remember to always put your health first.